Alright guys, we're gonna do a little fishing today. It is raining. We got rain in the forecast, so I'm gonna fish in the rain. We'll see if we can get after them. As long as it don't pour down the rain, we'll be alright. But if we don't catch it, there's only a couple of hours left of daylight. If we don't catch anything, this video will continue on tomorrow, because I plan on doing some more fishing tomorrow. You know the drill. We usually go after bluegill and sunfish. However, in the future, we're going to be targeting some different species, in particular bass. I want to improve my bass fishing skills. I've caught quite a few bass over the years. However, I've never caught anything bigger than like 3 pounds. So I'd like to get that 5-pound bass one day. And I'm gonna start possibly joining the tournaments and stuff as a co-angler, just to get some experience, you know, more or less. If I start joining the BFLs as a co-angler, I figured I can get some experience bass fishing and get out on a boat, you know, with somebody that knows what they're doing, you know. Anyways, hope y'all enjoy the video. We'll see if we can get any bluegill or sunfish today. And y'all stay tuned. Alright guys, so here we are at the lake, and this is what we're dealing with. It's just steady raining, but it's not like pouring down the rain. I have seen some other people fishing off the bank and some people out on their boats. But yeah, it's not like too bad, so we're gonna give it a go. If it starts pouring down the rain, we'll just end the day. But yeah, we're gonna be a crazy person today and go fishing in the rain. Wish us luck. Honestly, in my personal opinion, I fished in the rain before, and I fished right before it starts raining. Those are the best times to fish. I don't know what it is. The fish get active. So, we're going to give it a go. Y'all stay tuned. Well, we're here at the dock. Fishing in the rain. There's our bobber. We'll see if we can get any. Alright, so I decided to pull the plug on that. This isn't going to be the end of the video, because we're just going to come back out tomorrow. Hopefully it's not raining. But yeah, that rain just kept coming down harder and harder and harder as I go out there, and the fish definitely were not biting. I seen some fish come to the surface though, but I don't know what they were doing. No bites whatsoever, and I decided to pull the plug as my shirt's soaked now. When I first came out, the rain was it was like a sprinkle, just barely coming down. I'm like, yeah, I can fish in this. It ain't gonna be too bad. As I get out, the rain just gets heavier and heavier and heavier. And I don't have a raincoat. I just got a t-shirt, and it's soaked now. Well, the crazy things I do to try to make some YouTube content, I guess. Honestly, when I got out of the house, I didn't even know it was raining. I didn't check the forecast. Earlier in the day would have been the better time to come, because it wasn't raining earlier when I first got off work. Anyways, we'll come back out tomorrow. I'm off work tomorrow, so we'll try to get some fish tomorrow. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, just a little heads up of what to look forward to in the future of this channel. Of course, I mentioned I'm gonna start bass fishing, right? I'm gonna get a kayak. Most of the bass I've caught throughout the years have been on crankbait. So, as I get into bass fishing, I'm gonna try to learn the other methods. It's not that I haven't tried the other methods. I've just never been successful with the other methods. Crankbait and spinnerbait and jerkbait, hard baits pretty much is what I've had most success on. I'd love to learn how to do like the soft plastic worms and stuff. I've tried jigs. I've tried it. It's not like I haven't tried, but just never been successful. But as I get into it, I'm going to start joining these tournaments as a co-angler and maybe get some tips from the boater or just watch what he's doing. But, you know, stick with what I know to start off with. Try to get the co-angler rules now for the MLF BFLs are 3 fish. The boaters get 5 fish. So once I get my 3 fish, if I get my 3 fish, then I can start experimenting with other methods, you know. But yeah, it's going to be a learning curve, definitely. It's not that I don't know how to bass fish. Like I said, I've caught bass over the years, but it's just my method of bass fishing. I would like to expand on it. I'd like to get more versatile, because it seems like I'm more just one dimensional when it comes to bass fishing. It's mostly hard baits. 70% of the fish has probably been crankbait, and then the other 30% would be like your other hard baits, like spinner baits and jerk baits and swim baits, stuff like that. But we'll see how it goes. Anyways, stay tuned to this video. It's not going to be the end of the video. We're going to come back out tomorrow and try to catch some fish. Stay tuned. Alright guys, what's up? It's the next day. It's a Friday morning right now. Pulling into McDonald's to get some breakfast real quick. But I decided to change it up. I was on Google Maps, and I noticed there's quite a few little ponds around here, like public and community ponds. I know, like, the area I used to live in, you couldn't use the technique of getting on Google Maps. Hang on, let me order my food real quick here at McDonald's.
Good morning. Get some McDonald's out today.
No thanks.
Alright, can I order, please?
Could I get the chicken biscuit meal with a large Coke?
Chicken biscuit meal with a large Coke?
Yeah. That's it.
$7.78. First one up, please.
Thank you. Alright.
Welcome.
Anyways, our first stop's gonna be a pond called Turtle Pond, and then I know it's quite a few other little ponds near that area, so y'all stay tuned. I'll catch you later. Alright, sorry about that. I was ordering my food as I'm making this video. I don't know why I decided to record right as I'm pulling into McDonald's. I figured I'd be waiting in line, to be honest with you. But anyways, like I was saying, the area I used to live in, you couldn't really use the method of getting on Google Maps and seeing ponds and going to them, because they're all privately owned ponds. But around here in the Nashville area, Hermitage, the ponds are pretty much public and community ponds. So I think we can get away with it a little bit better up here. So we're gonna head to Turtle Pond, and yeah, y'all stay tuned. All right, we're here at Turtle Pond. We have 1 hour parking, so that gives us 1 hour to fish. It is now 7:30 in the morning, so we can fish up until 8:30 before we have to move the vehicle, at least. But I figured we'll go ahead and just stay here for close to an hour, and then we'll head to another spot. So y'all stay tuned. All right, guys, first fish of Turtle Pond. Nice little bluegill. We're just catching and releasing today. However, this would probably be one I'd release anyways. He's probably about 5.5 inches, but he's fat, dark, which means this pond's probably pretty shallow and gets a lot of sunlight. So we'll go ahead and toss him back and see if we can get another one. There he goes. All right, we could talk about my setup a little bit. We got the float, and we just got one sinker, one size 6 hook with the worm on it, and we got this Shakespeare I think it's like 5'6" pole. So it's my brim setup. But yeah, we'll get after him, see if we can get any more. Alright, second fish, just a little guy. A little bait size bluegill. We'll go ahead and toss him in. I wonder if there's bass in here. Because I see bait fish everywhere swimming around. Like if there was bass in here, they keep all these bait fish under control. So it makes me wonder, but we'll go ahead and throw it back. Just kind of want to show y'all all the little bait fish that are in this pond. Like I said, if there was bass in here, they'd be keeping these bait fish under control. So it makes me wonder, maybe we should bring some bass down here. I know that might be a little bit illegal, but it just makes me wonder. If there's not any bass in here, there needs to be, you know what I'm saying? Alright guys, this pond just got interesting. I caught what appears to be a common carp. It's some type of carp. I'm gonna call it a common carp. I didn't even know these were in here. Interesting. We'll go ahead and get him back. There we go. Well guys, my bad. I should have read the sign before I started fishing. Oh well, I have fun. If a cop would have come down here or ranger or something, I would have just been like, I'm sorry, I didn't read the sign. Anyways, always read signs and make sure it's legal to fish in your body of water before you fish it. I should have read the sign. So I guess even though Turtle Pond had some nice fish in it, can't fish it anymore. But we're gonna try some of these other ponds. Y'all stay tuned. Alright guys, so after seeing all these ponds on Google Maps and coming up to them, they're all pretty much, Turtle Pond was a public pond, but it's not to fish off of. It's just there for looks, and you know, it's a park that people can walk around the sidewalk, or, you know. And these other ponds that I'm coming to, they're community ponds. They have signs that pretty much say you gotta be a resident to fish on them, and some of them say no fishing. So I could possibly get away with the ones that say residents only and play it off as if I'm a resident, but I'm not going to do that. I know some YouTubers do that. The Guggen Squad, way back before they blew up, you know, that's what they started off doing. They were pond hopping and they were going to community ponds, and you know, that's how they started their YouTube channels pretty much. But I'm not going to take the risk. You know, I don't want to get a Karen or someone to come up and run me off. But so we're going to go back to Old Hickory. See if we can catch anything down there. And there are some public ponds in and around the downtown area in Nashville. So that's going to be for another day. So y'all stay tuned. Alright guys, so we're down here at the spot in Old Hickory. Let me just explain myself as far as that turtle pond goes. I did a Google search pretty much. I was like, public ponds for fishing in Hermitage, Tennessee. Turtle Pond was the first one that popped up. So I assumed it was okay to fish because of that. However, I didn't look into it and read the signs when I got there, and so it was an honest mistake. It was just because you Google search something like public fishing ponds doesn't necessarily mean that you have a right to fish there. So, anyways, there are several public ponds within the Nashville area. Like I mentioned earlier, downtown. There's some West Nashville, South Nashville. I did a Google search of all Nashville and really looked into it, like the reviews that people were saying, and yeah, there's some other good fishing ponds within the Nashville area. However, Hermitage, Old Hickory, we got Old Hickory Lake, but all the other like little community and public ponds, I guess no one could just go up to it and fish it. I mean, unless the community ponds, if you're a resident in the certain areas, you can fish it, but I'm not going to do that. I respect rules and regulations, so anyways, it was an honest mistake. We're down here at Old Hickory. We're going to get started. I'm going to go to the bathroom first. I'm glad they have a bathroom. That might have been TMI for this video, but I don't care. Just letting y'all know what I'm doing. So after I go to the bathroom, I'm going to head up to the dock up here and get at it. We're just doing catch and release today. We got a freezer full of bluegill, so only keep what you need. That's the motto. Other than that, yeah, I pretty much fish just about every day. So it's like, once the freezer's full of fish, I don't need any more. So it's like catch and release. I still do it for the fun of it, you know. Anyways, we'll get at it. Alright guys, we're here at the dock, Old Hickory. This is a very nice dock. I've showed it before in videos, but got rod holders, everything you need to come out and go fishing. We got the structure in the waters that they've placed, so we'll see if we can get some. We're just fishing with some red worms. Yeah, y'all stay tuned. Alright guys, just got a little guy. He's probably trying to jump out of my hands, but he's probably 4 or 5 inches. We'll get him back in the water and keep at it. There's always baits that people leave up here. Alright guys, next fish is a nice keeper size. I'm gonna get a measurement on her, but we're just catching and releasing today, but I'm gonna guess about 6.5. Oh, I got the box upside down, turn around. Right at 6, or a little bit over 6. Yeah, that's a keeper size, but we're just catching and releasing today. After we cook all of what's in our freezer, we'll come back down and catch these guys again and stock the freezer again. Get back at it. Alright guys, another little guy. We're gonna get him back in the water, but I think I kind of changed my mind. If we start catching a mess of decent sized ones, I probably am gonna keep them, just because there's so many of them. You know, they just keep biting every cast. I mean, it's hard to resist. I might have some friends over, just have a big fish fry one day. Another little guy. It's a little bit bigger than the other 2 little guys, but probably not quite keeper size. I'll get a measurement on her, but I'm probably still not going to keep her. I'm going to guess 5.5. She's flopping around on me now. Come on, fish. Yeah, it's a little over 5. A little bit too small to keep. Alright guys, another little guy. One of these days I'm gonna have to get a catfish pole and come down here, and all these ones about this size use as bait. We'll get them back in the water. Alright guys, another little guy, so I don't know if we'll get any more keepers. We'll see. Go ahead and throw him back. Alright guys, this one's still kind of on the small side. I'm gonna get a measurement on her and just see where she's at. Yeah, just a little over 5 inches. We'll go ahead and throw it back. Alright, got another one, little guy. Go ahead and throw him back. Another small one, guys. We'll go ahead and throw him back in the water. Today's the day of the small bluegill. Hopefully we get a bigger one. Alright guys, I'm back at the house. I just realized I forgot to do an outro. I guess I was kind of thinking I was gonna probably just take a break and come back out fishing later this evening, but I think I got enough content and I'm good with what I got. And we're just gonna call it a day. It's like 11:30 in the morning. I was gonna just take a lunch break and possibly go back out later, but I think I'm just gonna call it a day. Hope you enjoyed the video. So yeah, a recap. That turtle pond, I didn't realize I shouldn't have fished at it, but I did get some good content from it. That grass carp, or it wasn't a grass carp, it was a common carp. That carp was the biggest fish I've caught this year so far, so haven't really been bass fishing much. I'm going to get into bass fishing. I've talked about it a few times, past couple videos. But I currently do not have a bass pole. You know, I just got these little brim poles, and I want to get a bait caster. And, you know, get back into bass fishing. You know, stick with what I know, which is mostly crankbaits. You know, stick with what I know and then try to learn as I go, you know. But yeah, we'll get into some bass fishing. Hopefully we can get a kayak so I can get around Old Hickory up and down the lake. But yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Caught quite a number of bluegill. Only one that was really a keeper size. I threw them back because originally I was just going to catch and release, and then when I caught them and I realized them bluegill were basically biting on every cast, I was like, I made the decision I was going to start keeping them, but then every fish after that was not really keeper size. So, but we caught quite a number. It was a good day for numbers, day for fishing with the bluegill and stuff. So I hope y'all enjoyed the content. We're just gonna keep posting as I fish and try to grow this channel. So hope y'all enjoy. Till next time, fishing with Joe G.